legend where magic meets the heart. Commander Pod, where the stories unfold, with heroes and villains new and old. Dungeons Dragons got the word, in the world of EDH we play.
Hello everyone, welcome again to Commander's Pod. I'm your pod father.
I'm Sloan.
I'm Jeff.
And today we're going to talk about the new Commander update that came today when we're recording this. I'm actually going to put this out as quick as I can to make it more relevant, so hopefully this will only be a day or two after it came out. But just a little bit of update there. There was a lot of speculation on what this was going to be.
Right.
But we'll give you the scoop. We're going to talk about the Secret Lair, again, that happened today, the Dungeons Dragons one. We will have Aggro Jeff back. And I hear this one's a good one, so I'm excited. And so Aggro Jeff, what's aggravating you?
Well, the last Secret Lair they did, which I believe you said was called a Chaos Vault. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So
the one before this one.
A lot of, I went on, I was like, the art looked really cool. So I was kind of excited. I was like, hey, this art looks really good. But then I know Duncan and I looked at it. I was like, what is going on here? And Duncan's like, I didn't even know that there was a Secret Lair going on. And we looked at it, and they had ones for like 10, 20, 40, and 50.
10, 20, 30, 40, and 50.
And they were all the same. Well, other than a foil version and a non-foil version. But other than that, they were all the same. So you could pay more money and get what someone could have gotten for $10.
And it was $5 worth of cards.
And it was $5 worth of cards. And when I went to buy the $10 one, which I was like, I'd buy maybe one of these $10 ones. I don't know what's going on with the rest of the stuff. The delivery charge was $30.
Yeah, so you could have gotten one of the $10 ones, which many people could.
For $40.
Yeah, for $40.
So what they're basically saying, like, if you're going to buy from, and it used to be if you spent $50, shipping was free, but now it's $100.
Yeah.
To get free shipping.
And you used to get a promo if you spent $100.
Yeah.
And now it's $200.
Yeah, so they're just getting greedier and greedier. And what I'm really frustrated about, and what the Aggro Jeff is really about, is that I love like psychology type stuff, dealing with the mind, dealing with different things like that. Even sociology having to do with the study of people and groups. What they did to their customer was disgusting. It was predatory. I think they said Duncan, you said there were two things they were trying to accomplish. One, to see if the bots would buy the most expensive item.
Well, that's not what they said. That's the speculation.
Okay, that's some speculation.
What they said was, that it was for early bird. Like, so if you got there early, you could get the cheaper ones.
Sure.
And the other was that it was a pay what you want.
Yeah.
Which those are two different things.
Yeah. So, in general, what I think they actually did, and again, this is my opinion, so for whatever it's worth, it's my opinion, and it's only that. I have no evidence of anything they did, but it seems to me what they did was try to understand the buying habits of their customers, which is really important because what I think they learned is that some people, and we know this already from buying decisions, is that some people will just buy the most expensive thing because that's what they do. Some people will always buy the lowest price thing, and some people buy right in the middle. And that's pretty true across all pricing models when it comes to psychology. But what they wanted to see was they put it all out there to see if their consumers had a higher rate of that percentage, meaning to have an idea of where we fit in that. So it was a giant mind game. And they're going to use that to now prey on us even more, since apparently people did buy the $50 item before the $10 item was even sold out. Correct?
Correct. But I believe, so here's where I feel like some of the psychology comes in just at this table. I believe that people couldn't possibly be that dumb, that they didn't read the description that said that they were all the same, and therefore that would tell me that the people buying the $50 ones before the $10 one was sold out were bots. Jeff believes that some people just weren't going to read it and are just going to click buy and be like, yeah, I'm going to do that.
They're assuming that there's something better in the $50
that there's an extra card, even though the description clearly said.
And even if it's secret, like, oh, well, this can't be the same thing, because who would do that to their customer? Right. Like, honestly, who would do that to their customer?
For sure there's some people that did that, but there's no way it sold out because of that.
No, I don't know why it sold out, but all I know is the fact that you would this would get past any part of your company, past your company values, whatever mission you have at your company.
Values?
Companies should have values.
I don't think they do.
Good companies have values, so. But this couldn't have got past any of that. This is very predatory. I cannot believe they did this. Frankly, it's disgusting. And everybody should be really aggravated. And if you're one of those people out there who bought that $50 one and got just taken by it, you should write in. You should make a big fuss about it. I can't imagine doing this to a customer.
I know I looked at I'm not a big Reddit person. I'm more of a lurker. But I do use it to gain information. I kind of go through the articles.
Do you just call yourself a lurker?
Yes. That's what you call somebody that reads the articles but doesn't contribute to them as much.
You call a lurker?
A lurker.
That's a bad thing to be called.
Well, I mean, that's what they call them.
It's better than a stalker.
Yeah.
I guess, but maybe they have a name for that too. There are stalker ads.
Right.
Those are
Anyway,
cool.
And on Reddit, people were asking, did anybody buy the $50 one? Can you tell me, even at the end, did anybody? Yeah. And nobody would speak up.
Well, of course not. They'd be embarrassed. Yeah.
Because they're like, no shade. We just want to know, did you buy it at the end? Were there none left? Did you buy, what? Did you think there was going to be something more to it?
Well, you're not taking into account. Oh, sorry, Johnny. You go ahead. You haven't said anything yet.
So I was just going to say, in that regard, just to kind of give you an idea. So it's currently 5:15 when we're recording this. The Strahd's Descent foil, non-foil,
we
still
haven't
available.
even gotten into
This
that.
is a different one.
Let's get into that in a minute. We're talking about.
Okay.
Well, you have a point. That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Shadows over Baldur's Gate, foil, non-foil, still available. Shadow Heart's Devotion, foil, non-foil, still available. The Lands one, plenty of stock, foil, non-foil, still available. Gale's Ambition, foil, non-foil, still both available. Regardless of all the things that are going on with this too, I think this kind of speaks to points that we've previously made, which is I think people are just tired of this too, honestly. You have your people who are going to go in there, like you guys are saying, just straight up buy it just for the sake of buying it.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, the fact that this has been unleashed now for over 5 hours and still over half of these are available.
And there's still the Fallout ones. There's still a bunch of those.
Right.
available.
And so the only ones, just to give you an idea, the only ones that are sold out is the All Dice Cast bundle, which is literally everything.
And it's the foils and the non-foils.
Correct. Yeah, it's literally everything. The Chromatic Dragon Horde foil bundle is sold out, so that's everything just foils. The Bag of Holding non-foil bundle, so everything just non-foils.
And then the ones you named.
And then
the ones you didn't name.
And then the ones I didn't name are out. But I think.
So let's just roll this into the discussion we're having with
right.
the discussion.
I have one more point on the first thing, and this is an important one. One of the things you're not taking into account where you're like, no one would buy a 50, right? They would read and see. You're forgetting about the urgency that they've created over release. So people are going in there, and with the urgent thing, they're like, well, I got to buy this quick.
Yeah.
But you can't buy it quick.
Well, I know you're waiting in the queue. Right.
So
and
while you're waiting,
and you have a chance.
Maybe reading, because what do we say, Sloan?
Reading's OP.
Reading is OP.
You can, but imagine you're at work.
Yeah.
You're trying to do this quickly. You can't have that screen up all the time. You don't have time to be searching stuff. You go in, you're going to click. I'm going to buy the thing I want. It's going to let me know when it's ready. I'm going to go and I'm going to buy it. I think some urgency could lend itself to people making a mistake here, because you do make mistakes when you feel rushed.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
I mean, the thing about this is, I don't. It's not that I believe nobody would buy the $50 one. I'm sure there were some that would buy it without even looking, without reading it. But I can't imagine, unless they only had 10 available, which they didn't. I'm sure they had the most available of the 50 of any of the models.
Well, the reality is,
it's the same thing, so they could have just moved stuff around.
They just move numbers when they want to.
Yeah.
As soon as they're done selling them, they just.
I mean, they could.
If the 50s aren't selling, they move them over to the 10s.
Here's the real disturbing part. There is nothing that would have stopped them from the sale starts. A couple 10s sell, but a couple 50s sell. They're like, why are we still going to sell the 10s? They didn't say how many they had. It's not like there's a counter that says there was 100, now there's 50, No, they can just decide to turn that off. Oh, we're done with that one. Yeah. Okay, now we're done with the 20, and keep going because they saw the 50s were selling. There is nothing that could have stopped them.
They could have done whatever they want there, but in general, I think a lot of people should be fairly offended by this.
Well, and the other thing, part of who we have to blame is ourselves.
Well,
You made the right decision. You looked at it. You're like, okay, this is a silly pricing structure, but I can get it for 10. That's a fair value.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it. And then when you saw the shipping cost, you're like, I'm not getting it for 10.
but what did a lot of people do? They
bought-
added more to their cart.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, this is a verge of, this is like predatory. It's not right. What they did to us, all of us, it's just wrong. It's one thing to sell this stuff and have a low value, but you know what you're getting. So when you buy, you're an adult, right? But when you put this type of pricing structure out there, you're really just tricking your own customer.
Well, and the thing is,
It's just wild.
This is a Chaos Vault.
Yeah.
And they have stated from the beginning of Chaos Vault that the Chaos Vaults are there for kind of experimentation.
You don't get to experiment on us, your
Well,
customer.
that's exactly what they're doing.
I know, but screw
And they're
that.
stating
I'm
they're
not a
doing
part
it.
of that. I don't want any part of that. It's wild.
So that's what I was
this
going to
is-
say. Chaos Vaults, in particular, are some of the worst drops they have.
So maybe stay away from all chaos vaults. But on top of that, you know that thing they're doing now. Whenever you go somewhere and they're like, "Do you want to round up to the next dollar?"
Yeah.
Right. So they tell you they're giving it to charity, which they are, but they get to write off that amount of money they're giving
Right.
to charity. You don't get to write it off. They get to. So you're giving them money. What they're essentially saying is, "Do you want to just give us more money?" The answer to that should be no. And if I want to, I'll go donate myself to charity and write it off myself. But this is the same thing when that stupid thing when they're saying their defense was we're letting people pay whatever they want. How dare you? Why would you ask your customers to pay $50 for something when other customers can pay 10?
And it's only worth 5.
And you didn't come out and say that. Like, come out and say it. Come out and say, hey, if you want to give to a multi-million-dollar company, but maybe, I don't know how big Hasbro is, it's huge. Here, just donate to us. At least then you're being open and honest about it. This is wild.
Yeah,
this
no.
might be the most
worst
upset
thing
at
they've done.
Wizards I've ever been.
Yeah, this is probably one of the worst things they've ever done.
Yeah.
I will tell you the Tolarian Academy, the professor put out a
the
really
prof.
good. He
Did
put
he?
out a really
Was
good
he
video.
pissed too?
Oh, he was extremely, and he gets into all the details about Secret Lair and where it came from and where it is, and how almost every step of the way, the decisions that were made 100% for the company, never for the customer. So I suggest anybody go watch that.
Yeah.
Really good watch, but
After you finish watching this.
after you finish, finish this first, then go watch that. But speaking of today's, now I will say, I love the new format. Once again, you can put the stuff in your cart starting at 11. You get put in a holding area, and then everybody that's in that holding area, you get randomized when the actual sale begins. So you get just a hair of a head start on everybody else, who then gets put in the queue in the place after that. I mean, maybe more than a hair. Today it took me a total of 35 minutes, even though it told me it was going to be more than an hour when I first got placed. But this was one of their better drops. There was value to be had here. You know, Bloodletter of Alcatraz is a $33 card. That's reprinted in here. You know, Ancient Bronze Dragon is like a $17 card.
I know a lot of the cards are very playable.
Displacer Kitten, I think, is a $30 card.
Yep.
So there is value here.
I will say I'm not too happy about the lands.
I actually bought the lands.
I am never happy about the land.
I-
If you're not going to give me 20 or 30 or 40 lands for my deck, I am not paying you $50.
So I actually have a hot take on this, but I'll
I
let
know.
you guys finish.
Well, but your hot take is feeding into their thing, I think.
I'm just telling you. No, it's not. I'm just telling you when you go, because I just bought lands for my bling deck, right? The good lands that are really cool looking are above $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10.
Okay.
Sure.
So if you're getting them $4 each,
two.
But
$2,
You're getting two
no, well,
of each.
it comes out to about $4 each.
Land
Yeah.
type. Right. But again, you're getting two of them. So in order to bling out your deck, let's say, for example, you're blue-white, you need to buy this
he's talking
No, but I'm-
100% from a value proposition.
I'm buying them for my
Sure.
dragon deck where I only need 2 basic lands for each
But
color.
that is because the people that have them are like, I'm not letting you have this for less than that.
I'm just saying the value proposition is not far off of what these lands
But
will
that
be
is a
worth more than you pay.
manufactured value proposition because they only give you 10 lands.
No, I get it, but I'm saying if you want these, I've only ever bought one set of lands, and this is the only one for my dragon deck. If you're going to buy expensive lands that are basic lands, this is still the cheapest way to do it.
But let me point out how beautiful the Edge of Eternity full art lands were, right?
I know, I bought them.
Yeah.
They were
in the box.
Yeah.
Why are you paying $4 a piece for lands that are about the same quality?
So there are two types of Edge of Eternity lands. There's the Edge of Eternity lands that are there's an offset of them. They're more rare. Those are extremely expensive. Those were the ones.
Yeah, well, those were the scenic ones.
Yeah. So, but the ones that are the ones I have in my deck were still like $3 each or $4 each. That's why I'm saying this is actually.
But that's real value because there's a lot of those out there. There is not a lot of these out there.
Which will make these be $10 each.
Maybe.
So if you go look up the Secret Lair lands right now, they're plus $5.
But again, for me, I am not going to support this. We're going to give you a little bit because then it gives you a forced value. I don't want forced value. I want a good value. I want to buy something that's... There are other Secret Lairs that were just so popular and sold out so fast, like the Monty Pythons, that they're worth it just because of what they are.
No, 100%.
So the only issue I have with your logic is, let's say I only need two of the three colors, but I want to get these. Now, either A, I have to wait till they're in the market and go hunt them down myself, or if I try to do it through Secret Lair, I have to buy 10 of these sets to get them.
If you want to bring out your deck,
it's $300 for me to get the 20 of the 80 lands I'm going to get that are usable.
If you want to do it that way, don't buy that. But what I'm saying is, if you went out to bling out your deck, it would cost you more money than doing this.
But technically, no, because this will cost me more money because I have to buy two at a time through this entire thing.
Right. So
over and over and over and over and over again until I have it.
Then you're not the person that should buy this because you don't want that many lands. You only want a specific.
I don't. I think this is still feeding into them giving us just a little scrap when we should be getting more.
Every card we buy out of here is feeding into them.
I mean,
it's adjusted value.
It's cardboard and they're just lands. They should be 10 of each land. There's no reason they couldn't do
that. Would be great. I've been waiting for that. It has not happened.
No, and they won't do it.
Well, yeah.
I need exactly 10 lands.
Well, there was one where they gave you like 4 of every land, I think, or 5.
I don't think so.
Maybe. I think there was. But anyway.
Yeah, my point would be, if you want to do lands, I don't mind you doing like Dungeons and Dragons lands. I think that's cool. I think it's a cool idea, especially because Dungeons and Dragons, the world, Februrary, where it's at, it's a giant landscape, and it's very easy to pick up cool art from all of those books and put it on lands. Like, it's very easy to do. My thing would be is, if you want to do $10 for one of each, that to me is more reasonable, or even do it as an add-on. Make that your add-on. You spend $100, here's 5 lands, one of each for free. Thanks for spending $100 on Dungeons and Dragons.
I will say though,
like that to me is just a lot more reasonable than making someone spend
there's a lot of things
$40 on 10 lands, and you only get 2 of each. And unless you're in a 5-color deck that runs less than 3 base, you're not going to be able to get enough to put them in your decks. Maybe to splash 1 or 2. Like I'm leaning towards Duncan just for the fact of, like, again, it comes from playability. I get what you're saying. Like, technically, yes, the value is there in the sense of, when you do the math and you divide 10 by the 40, it ends up being $4 a land. I get that. But my point is that if you have if you need more than 2 of any of those 1 basics, you got to buy a whole nother set just to get the extra ones you need.
You're not wrong, but at least this isn't predatory. They tell you what you're getting.
Sure, yeah, I'm not upset about that. I just think it's a silly bundle.
Like, to me, the thing, what you guys are saying, I'd be more upset about this drop here. What's that one called?
Gale's Ambition.
Gale's Ambition. I'd be more upset about that than the lands. You want to talk about a value proposition being screwed up? That thing's worth nothing. Like, so that's like the lands.
I mean, Arcane Denial is a good card. That I think that's like
a good card, but it won't be worth anything.
That's like a $10 to $12 counter to the normal version. I think.
I don't think
personal tutor, I don't think is super cheap.
$2 or $3. Like,
Brainstorm's cheap. Like,
what I'm saying is, at least the lands are worth something after you buy them. A lot of the Secret Lairs that people that have been out there have not been worth anything. And the most confounding thing is, you have to try to be like a digital ninja to try to figure out which ones are going to be worth money and which ones aren't. Well, sometimes they surprise you.
But that's if you're buying it for the value. My point is, I'm buying it for playability. That's a play set. I can use all of those. I can't use 2 of each.
That's always where we disagree. You're a guy who leans 100% into the playability, and you have a right to have that opinion.
Right.
It's not a wrong opinion. I tend to lean into the value. If I spend $40, I kind of want to get $40 or more back. Yeah. Like even if I'm playing with it.
Well,
so there's just 2 different opinions.
But I do agree with that though to a point. Yeah. Like I want
Duncan says I want both.
Right. Well, and
great guy.
There's a point
that out.
Yeah, there is a point in which I do lean towards valuability, right? I'm not going to pay $100 like they did with that one to get $5 worth of cards because they're raised etched foils. I'm not insane. I barely will spend $5 on a card that I really need or want. But so I do understand making sure you get your value out of it. But I think just we set our values in 2 different things. Mine's a little bit lower on monetary value. It's still there because I still want it to be worth something. But
so Jeff and I had a discussion earlier this morning where I was trying to find out what he wanted because he wasn't going to have time to get on, so I was going to do him when I did mine.
Yeah.
And like we were looking at the one of the ones that sold out was the one with dragons, but it also had a really cool counterspell. Like, it looked really cool. Counterspell is not an expensive card.
No.
But that was a cool art, and the cool arts of counterspells usually are expensive.
Yeah.
Right. So it was a debate of, well, I mean, counterspell isn't, not all the cool arts, though, always are expensive. So it's a gamble.
Yeah, it's all a gamble. That's the thing. Understand that. It's all a gamble. But the thing we're frustrated about is, like, when they then abuse us while we're gambling.
Well, that's the thing. So it's like they pump them out so fast now. So literally we had Fallout. Then the next week we had the one you're talking about where you the Chaos Vault, and now we have this. It's like they're like, here you go. Then they slap you over the head, and then they go, here you go again. Yeah,
and then they go, hey, let's use you as it's like Fallout. You know what? It's like Fallout. We're in a vault, and they're just doing experiments on us.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Oh, I didn't realize it did Prosper.
Yeah, I got that one.
I thought about buying that, but I was like, Prosper.
So I bought the whole bundle, and I just bought extra the 2 you want, and then the lands I'm just giving mine from my bundle to you because
great.
I don't want the lands. I'm not paying.
Well, the bundle costs less too, so that really worked out.
Well, yeah, I did the math. It's like $1.60 less per
$1.60. That's. I don't even know if that's a Snickers bar these days.
We
looked it up with the family. When I was a kid, a Snickers bar cost 40 cents or something.
You know.
Yeah, remember the dollar menu?
Yeah.
Remember when that used to be a thing? Now they trick you by saying value menu and everything's $2.
Yeah. They'll say, everything's $1, $2, or $3. There's one thing for a buck.
Yeah, one thing for a buck, and it's a small fry.
I don't think the dollar store is $1 anymore.
No, it's $1.25.
Yeah, so almost everything in there.
There we go.
So the site went well. The purchasing part went well.
So I will say, though, still some conundrums. I cannot add a new card to Secret Lair's website, to Wizards' website.
Hopefully yours doesn't expire.
Yeah, mine. I thought it was just me the other day when I tried to fix my account. I was like, why can't I add a card?
It says if you want to add a card, do it in checkout. And in checkout, there is no option. But at least it lets you put in your CVC now. But so my card changed.
I deleted
so
my
I had
card.
to use PayPal and put it into PayPal. I was like, this is ridiculous.
I deleted my card when all that weird stuff happened because I was like, maybe it's delete and put it back in. So now I wouldn't be able to buy Secret Lair if I wanted to.
Yeah, you can. You have to get.
Although
PayPal.
I did buy $120 just through you. So
yeah. Yep. I should start charging a fee. Anyway.
Yeah,
a secret.
Great
fee.
idea.
Yeah,
Secret Lair fee.
I'll give you a mystery card every time. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad.
No, I'll give you a mystery card. It will be bad, but you will still like it
because it was a mystery.
Sometimes I'll give you a card, and sometimes I'll punch you in the face. It could be one, could be the other.
It's awesome. I punch back.
Or something else will be.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to give that Chaos Vault vibe.
That is a Chaos Vault vibe.
Okay. So anyway, I mean but that's the Dungeons and Dragons. That's the Aggro Jeff kind of rolled in together. There are still some of the Dungeons Dragons as of Monday afternoon.
Yeah.
But there were those ones sold out. So the Commander Rules update. There was a lot of hype about this. People were like, they're going to unban. There was a ton of speculating on Jewel Lotus specifically.
Yeah.
The prices were going up and up and up.
That card should never be unbanned.
Unban it. Free it.
It should never be unbanned.
There was a lot of hype around Ristic Study being banned.
Yeah, that was the one I heard the most of, was Ristic Study getting banned.
Yeah. Well, newsflash, none of that happened.
Yep. Yeah, sort of, yeah. I'm glad Ristic Study didn't get banned. That would have been annoyed.
So there were 2 unbans, Biorhythm and Lutri the Spell Chaser.
Yeah. Biorhythm, 6 green. Each player's life total becomes the number of creatures he or she controls. Lutri, which is infamously... say the
Words
word.
are hard.
Infinitely?
No, the other one.
Infinitesimally?
No, infamously.
Infamously.
Thank
Okay,
you.
see, I don't know what word you're
Yeah.
going for. So.
Is known as the card that got banned before it was released, and it's because its companion ability is too good. So it's still banned as a companion.
Because it would go in
Every blue-red deck. There's no reason not to. But it is the 3-2-1 and then hybrid blue-red. Elemental Otter, flash. Whenever Lutri enters the battlefield, if you cast it, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy.
It is not banned from the command zone, though.
Correct. It's just specifically banned as a companion because it would be a free 101st card for every blue-red deck that is in Commander, because the companion ability is each non-land card in your starting deck has a different name, which is pretty much...
Right, which is
our format.
hilarious when that
most
happened,
Commander decks.
because Companion was made for Commander.
Yes.
And they made a companion that never was able to be played in Commander.
Yep. And still can't be a companion. Companion.
Yep, but at least now it can be played.
Yes, it can be played now at least. So those are the two that were unbanned.
Yep. Biorhythm does go to the Game Changers list,
Yes.
but Lutri goes straight into play.
Yes.
It's not.
Because Lutri is not a big deal.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I do
It's not
think it could be a
companion.
good commander. I mean, that's pretty good.
It could be a good card in the 99, but
I
it's
think...
not amazing.
Yeah, I don't think it's
Hear me
breaking.
out, though. It's
Yeah.
an elemental, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But so you play that as commander. You play Ash. No, you can't.
Ashling has to be
Ashling's
the
color
commander.
identity is
Yeah.
Wooburg, even though its color is not. Darn it. I was like, you play Ashling in the deck, and then you can invoke and keep invoking and keep invoking and keep invoking.
Yeah.
But you can't because. But anyway. So yeah, those are the ban announcements. So one thing I want to bring up before I go on to the other things they talked about, which there was another game changer added.
Yes.
But so there was a lot of panic and jubilation before this, right?
Yeah.
Both sides. Some people are like, "Yay! It's gonna get, Ristic Study's gonna get banned." They're, "Yay! Jeweled Lotus is gonna get unbanned," and woe on both of those from other people. On Sunday, Gavin Voorhees said, "Hey, tomorrow I'm going to be doing that update we've been talking about, did a video. I'm going to be doing that update," kind of gave the breakdown of when to expect it, right around 11 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific, and then said tomorrow he'll be on the, I think it's called Good Morning Magic Show or something, and he'll talk about it more, kind of in person. But not once did he say, "Hey, I just want to quell the uproar that's going on here."
Why would he do that? It's great marketing.
But to kind of set a better expectation for, yeah, but you're right, it's pure marketing.
Yeah.
For all we know, they spread those rumors.
Yeah.
But anyway, so let's get into the other changes. Hybrid mana rules are not changing.
Correct.
They said last time that they were going to do some research and try and figure out how people felt about it.
Well, they found out.
They spoke to people at conventions.
Yeah.
They read emails from people that sent in emails. They listened and watched podcasts that discussed it. And then even after that, Gavin sent out a survey, asked for the survey team to send out a survey to Commander players of many different demographics, like not just like everybody. He wanted to get like a group from every kind of demographic. He wanted to get the same number of responses. In every single instance, and he gave the statistics, it was split down the middle how people felt about it.
Well, so I actually have it right here for the hybrid. So, scaling on 1 to 5, very positive being 5, very negative being 1.
This was the survey specifically.
This was the survey specifically. It was split starting at 5, 25%, 19%, 19%, 17%, 21%. So, pretty close to being right down the middle, with a slight knock towards positive.
And then the paragraph before that, he goes through the other percentages. But again, it's within a couple percentage points of split right down the middle.
Right. It's so negligible. You might as well
So
say it was
half
50,
of the
50.
Commander players hate the idea, and the other half love the idea.
Right.
I mean, I want to say good job, Hasbro Magic, for getting the feedback, sort of listening to their customers, but I'm still angry at them, and so, whatever. Be better. Still don't
But my thing is, he put a lot of effort into finding out definitively.
He did.
And the answer is, we don't know what we want.
Could have spent a little more time on not abusing your customer, but that's okay.
Aggro Jeff's just going to do the whole show.
Whole show, yep. Whole show.
It makes it feel better. I don't
Send
think
some
Gavin
people
has
down
any
to
say over that.
Hasbro and arrest them. Let's arrest some people.
Well, that's what those two shareholders are trying to do.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, go.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is I personally, it's my qualm with hybrid is I feel like there might be certain cards that are too good if you allow them to only exist based off one of the two colors in their hybrid identity, which I think is where the issue is for me. I don't.
Well, because Lutri, for instance, is hybrid mana.
Right.
He'd be way better in a mono blue deck than a mono red deck.
Or even, if you're allowed to put him in a mono blue deck, that'd be very good. So that's my qualm is I don't know what the detriment would be if we do say, hey, it can identify as either or. It doesn't have to be both. I think there's too many cards that I feel like they would get way too good if we did that.
Also,
so
I don't care one way or the other.
Yeah.
I'm sure if they do it, things will happen. And we already have things happening when they don't do it. So there's always going to be something weird in Magic.
But they said they're dropping it, that's off the table for now.
For now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Farewell is now a game changer. This one surprised me, but I get their reasoning.
No, it makes sense. It definitely
so I was
changes
like,
the game.
really?
You're talking about changing the game. How about reset it?
Yeah.
And sometimes 2 or 3 times a game because there's 4 people
Right.
who could have farewell.
Or can have recursion.
I think I just watched a Game Nights episode, Command Zone, where someone board wiped, and then I think it was Jimmy then farewelled after the board wipe, and I think I did that in one of our games.
Yeah.
Someone board
You're
wiped.
like, if we're gonna start over, let's knock us to the Stone Ages. Let's start all
because
over.
sometimes it's
All
like,
the way
okay,
over.
well, I have no creatures, but everybody else has stuff. If I'm going to have nothing, everyone's going to have nothing. So you board wipe into a farewell, which just tells you the board wipe wasn't enough of a game changer. The farewell laid it out.
Yeah,
that was
it is a
changer.
step up when you really think about it. So I did. Once I thought about it, I'm like, all right. And then talking about Rhystic Study and Thassa's Oracle, which they had been talking about last time, and they said they were going to, if people felt really strongly, they would think about banning these. People did not feel strongly enough about it. Again, they got some people that were very vehement that like, yes, it should be. But overwhelmingly, people were like, it's fine.
I think it's just become popular to dislike Rhystic Study and to like be upset about pay the one. Like, I think it's just become like, what are the people that get chickens and like wear big glasses? What are they called again? I can't think of the name.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Farmers?
No,
Colonel Sanders?
No, when you're just, the coffee drinkers that are just being
Hipsters.
Oh, hipsters.
Yeah, you're just being a little hipster about it.
Get
And it's-
chickens and wear. All you got to do is. Never mind. We can't say those words
Hey,
on the
dude,
podcast.
Words are hard, man. But yeah, if they're just being a little hipster right now to dislike Rhystic Study. It's just like a popular thing. And Thassa's Oracle is absolutely a problem if more people played it. But I think people know it's a sort of cheesy way to win over and over again. So do it once or twice and then get it out of your system and then play Magic the right way.
And
and somebody put it to me the best way I've ever heard it put.
What?
They said, if you are upset about having to pay 1 on your spell and you think that is why it should be banned, then ban every single spell or in Magic that says stacks.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're upset at.
Or just say,
If you treat it-
I never pay the 1, and then you don't have to worry about
The
it.
problem is you give people a choice. That's what really makes them angry.
You're
making me.
indecisive.
Yeah,
You're
that's
making me
100%.
make that choice.
Yeah, you're making me think. That is what they're angry about.
Yes. Yeah.
Which also fits hipsters.
Well, I don't know about that, but
yeah, I mean, I get what they're saying, but again, people who are trying to get that card banned, my question would be, are you in CDH tournaments? And it's
No.
Right, they're not. Well, it's on the Game Changers list. You shouldn't be seeing it if you're playing if you're playing a 3, the likelihood of you seeing it's pretty low because you only get 3 Game Changers.
yeah.
I mean, Rhystic Study
in
out
a-
of all the game changers
In a
is one of
mono
the
blue
most
deck, I
powerful.
think you can guess 2 game changers that's going to go in there
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah, and Rhystic Study is
Rhystic
definitely
Study is
one,
one
of
of
them.
them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, you say that, and again, I agree. I definitely think it is a very strong card.
Does it?
Yeah, it's true. He does have risk extending on
I'm
the
not
deck.
just the client.
Yeah, I'm the market. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, I feel like people who are getting upset about that, it's again, they're forgetting that the whole point of the Game Changers list is allow casual play to be a little bit easier to get into. I guarantee you the people who were getting upset about Thassa's Oracle and Risk Study not getting banned are the same people who are trying to make bracket 1 and 2 the only way to play Commander, or the only true format of Commander, quote unquote, right? Those people who think, oh, if you're doing anything more than this, then you've lost the spirit of Commander.
It's not just those people.
You
there
know?
are people that are 3 players, like that play bracket 3 as their main,
Sure.
alley, who just really hate it. And it's because they have to make a choice. If you just said, you must pay 1, and then if you can't, then the player gets a draw card, they would feel much better about it.
Well, I mean, we can't hold the hand of every person ever, because I got 2 hands, and they're for my wife and kids. Sorry, guys, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Grow up, be an adult. It's guys,
Wait,
either pay the 1 or
you
don't.
won't hold my hand?
No.
That hurts my feelings. Oh. So, I think, honestly, if you just really feel like you need to ban a whole bunch of stuff because you don't want to think, there are tons of communities where you can go and join an HOA. And you can tell all kinds of people that they're not allowed to do
You've used
things.
that one before.
Just use the HOA and stop banning our cards.
Yeah, I don't think they need to be banned. I think they're strong cards. I think they're good cards. I definitely think that they could help shift the game in one person's direction, especially if someone, aka Wizard, is, I'll never pay. Go ahead.
And you
Draw
can make
30
the argument
cards.
that they do what to the game?
Yeah, they definitely could help change it.
Yeah, but they don't break it.
They don't break
They
it.
just change it.
They don't break the game.
Here's my suggestion. Take all the cards that combo with Thassa's Oracle and put them on the Game Changer list. And you can take Thassa's Oracle off. It is not a problem. And I said that
Please don't
before,
do
too.
that. We're banning more things. But I will tell you, earlier, we didn't talk about Biorhythm very much, but I will tell you, I had no desire to buy Biorhythm because I was like, it doesn't seem that much fun. But then I heard Johnny and Duncan's response to Biorhythm and how it's so unfair for green players to be able to play that. I'm 100% buying a few of these and putting them in my green deck. Just because I got to get you at least once or twice.
I'll tell you, man, it would be a funny win.
Yeah.
It would be a whole. To me,
Once.
no. Okay,
Which I'll
listen.
give you that because you've done wins and I'll be like, never take that deck out again, please. That
You
was so
literally
annoying.
said that to both of us.
Yeah,
And
I
I
think
said
you
that
said
to
that.
Jeff with his Jodsy deck.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
But that deck took so long.
That's where
Honestly,
you should put it.
I was confused in that deck.
That's
I
where you
didn't know
should
what
put
was going on.
it.
Yeah.
Just so you can play it again against them.
And the thing we were talking about before the broadcast is Biorhythm. The problem with it is it's 8 mana, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6 and 2 green.
6 and 2 green. Okay,
Correct.
that's a green player turn 4.
Right. That's the.
and
4 is
literally-
4 is a little much for 8. Dude.
Literally.
I don't know, man.
It is.
Well, we're
Trust
not
me.
going to get into the
Turn 1
league,
win?
the league update yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But there were many games in this past week where I saw where people did not have a creature turn 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would have been like, okay, you're dead.
It's very unlikely to have 8 mana on turn 4.
I mean,
In green.
In green, it's very unlikely because you have to remember green still is not like an artifact deck. A lot of the green, you're paying.
Jeff,
3
I've
for
seen
your-
you play. By
Listen,
turn, if you
one
had
time I've gotten Dragon out on turn 4 or 5, but that deck is all.
yeah, but that's not fair.
Green.
That's not a green deck. That is
Yeah,
a
we're talking
Wooburg
about
deck.
green.
We're talking about your decks that are green and one
turn
other
one,
color, or green
you
or
play,
two other
you
colors.
play a forest and a Llanowar Elves. Turn 2, you play Nature's. What's the one? Nature's.
You could do Kadamba's Reach. You could do.
Yeah.
You could do the other one. That's the 2-drop, Rampant Growth.
Yeah.
I have the most green decks, and I'm telling you right now, having 8 mana on turn 4 is definitely not something you're consistently doing, and it's definitely not something that's easy. It's rare. It's a lot to get
I
there.
don't know. Okay, so turn 5.
Yeah, turn 5, 6.
Yeah. So if you went first, then there is a chance you're going to kill 2 people at the board.
I mean, someone did
I'm
post
so
today.
excited about the opportunity.
Someone
Only
did
problem
post
is the
today
card
turn
is
one.
$35.
Someone did post a turn 1 today with.
Biorhythm?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Which is
it's
crazy.
$35,
I mean, that's-
by the way. It went up from like $1.40 to $35
Oh, yeah.
like in a snap.
Yeah. I believe it.
I think I have one or two.
And I do think that's the main reason why a lot of people were upset about Jewel Lotus not getting unbanned Mana Crypt and Dockside, because so many people started buying those. The value went way up again, and people bought a bunch. And then when they didn't, I'm sure, I haven't checked yet, but I'm sure they tanked right back down to where they were.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that's the main reason why people are outraged about that. Because they spent money, they thought they were going to get
dumping
back.
Ristic studies when it was thinking it was going to be banned.
Yeah, that would have been sick.
I think
That
people
would've
knew
been
they
awesome.
weren't actually
Go buy
gonna
a bunch of Ristic studies for $10 a pop.
Oh man, happy Christmas land.
Yeah.
And then the last bit of it was that Gavin hopes for less updates this year. Now, Sloan and I have a disagreement on how many there were last year, but Gavin implied there were like 5 to 7. Sloan doesn't think.
I think there was like 4.
But
Because I'm trying to, because we only had 3 actual updates that did changes last year. That's
but there were
I can
other
only.
ban and unban.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
They did the initial launch.
You two guys are arguing about something that Gavin already said. There were how many?
No, he thinks there was 5.
Yeah, I think there
Yeah.
was. I don't
so
think
out
he
of
said originally.
the 3 of you, who do you think's more likely to be right?
Yeah, I think
Probably me.
Kevin's probably right.
You
But
would.
whatever, let's put it this way.
Unbelievable.
He knows exactly how many times, and however many times that was, he wants less.
Right.
And he's hoping
Which is
for
crazy,
it,
'cause-
but he didn't guarantee it.
Because I remember that we kept making jokes about how they weren't doing anything, and then they would then do an update like a week after we said that and make us look like a bunch of schmucks.
We're actually spending time discussing a
So.
sentence that means nothing.
Right.
I hope
But-
to do something means that's
Right.
saying nothing.
We could get
So we can move
another,
on.
Nadu situation where they're like, nope, can't wait. So,
yeah.
So yeah, that was the update. It really wasn't that big. Wasn't that big a deal. Farewell being a game changer. Okay.
Yep.
But I will say again, unbans done, no bans.
Yep.
Again, that's like the second.
They really don't want to ban things. They don't.
That's
want.
great.
Yeah, it is very nice.
Yeah.
It is good to allow players to play. And again, I think they feel this freedom because of the game changers list. I feel like because they have this safety net of
Yeah.
it's not ban worthy, but it's also not let it run in the wild worthy. Let's
Right.
throw it on a game changer.
So if you don't like these cards, play in a bracket that doesn't have them.
There you go.
You know?
He did also get into just kind of talking about how it's gone the past year since Wizards took over the format, and he was just kind of talking about the fact that they feel like they've got a rhythm. He talked about the the bracket system, and he stressed again, nobody has to use it. It is not a rule.
Yeah.
It is an optional thing to try and make it easier to figure out who to play. And they're trying to figure out other ways to figure out how to put the right people together so they can play games.
Yeah.
He's like, if people have ideas, please send them to us. We want more tools to get the right people in a pod together so it's better experience, so you're not in the wrong pod.
Right.
And you're going to find that as you're playing this, it is really not about how many game changers you have in your deck. It's really about how you built your deck. But the nice thing about the game changers list is it takes away all like opinions about whether a card is
Right.
powerful or not.
Right.
Someone's like, that card's not powerful. It doesn't really matter. That's your opinion. But the sort of official opinion of Magic is it is a powerful card.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is
And I think that is very helpful. I think that is something that helps bring reality into a situation, because the problem always previously was, what is a 7? And the running joke was, everything's a 7. There is no 10, there is no 1, everything's a 7, right?
Yep.
And that was always the running joke, and it's because there was no structure to base that around. There was nothing that we could put into a system and then get an answer. So I would agree. I think that, at the end of the day, Wizards has this system that they're trying to put out that's not official rules, but it is something to be a guideline, kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean. It's more of guidelines,
The people who get angry, it cracks me up a little bit, because it's like you're angry that they're trying to help.
Yeah, right.
Literally.
Yeah, that's insane to me, that people get upset that they created this system to try to help new players get
And not
into
just
a
new
playable...
players, established players.
Yeah.
Just to try and stop the pub stomping and the arguments and that wasn't a fair deck.
Yeah.
They're just trying to help, and you're like, this is stupid.
You know why? Because we caught them. Because we caught them. That's what they're doing. They're trying to get away with their 7s that are really 10s.
You're right.
And playing all their fake cards that they didn't really buy that are like freaking insane powerful cards. And now we got them. Now we got a way to lock them down and be like, what you're doing is wrong. And they don't like it.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can complain all you want. The more you complain, we know exactly what you're upset about.
Yeah.
Right.
But so 2 more things to go over. Just real quick, league update. Some of you care. Some of you may be like, oh, it's too local. We don't care. But Sloan and I played the next week. Did you win any?
Draw, loss.
Draw, loss.
I'm still thinking about my last loss. I should have played a
What deck
different
are you
one.
playing that you're not
World
winning?
Shaper.
Oh, you should be able to win with that.
The problem is
Everybody knows what it does now.
So the very first game, I played my commander once and 1 board wipe, and one of the other players, who is a younger gentleman, he is a son of one of the other people. I think he's about 12. Kept saying that I was bullying him and just kept attacking me and trying to kill me. And I literally cast 2 spells like the entire game, and that was it. And I was like, I'm not gonna, if you want to keep swinging at me, that's fine. And then meanwhile, the guy to my left and the gentleman catty-cornered from me both had 15 permanents out and 30 creatures, and I'm like, I got 1 thing out, and it's an artifact. It's not even online.
So advice for you and advice for everybody out there.
It was great.
Normally you are a go. You're go. Now you do play more fogs than anyone else, and you like to play interaction. I'm not saying you don't do that.
Yeah.
But you tend to be a go. Can I ask you in your next games, try hold it back.
I
Don't
did.
go.
I did. That was the
Don't cast
thing.
anything.
I wasn't. I literally cast my commander once. He wasn't even online. I didn't even get to turn him into a creature.
Yep.
He was just there for me till when I eventually got to that point. And then I got out, I think maybe 1 or 2 guys, and then I had to do a board wipe because I had 2 creatures out, and the guy to my left and catty cornered both had 10 plus creatures out apiece.
Did you have the board wipe to start?
Yeah, in the opening of the game, I had it, and I held on to it.
Here's my advice.
I kept holding on to it.
Play nothing. Play nothing. Board wipe into a full hand. I'm telling you, it feels great.
I did. I had 7 cards in
Yeah,
hand.
but you played your commander,
played your commander.
you made
Yeah.
yourself.
Which he wasn't online. So I played the board wipe, and nothing.
Here's the problem.
And no one.
You
my board,
never know
it
how
was
the game's
fine.
going to go, and so for him, he's like, all right, I got a good start. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to put my commander out, and things are going to start happening. He draws.
Yeah.
He's like,
Well, and that's specifically why I don't turn it on, because I'm like, with precons, artifact removal is very difficult. It's not popular in precons, which is what we're still basically playing. So I'm like, I'm just going to leave it as an artifact
yeah,
there.
because creatures it is common.
Exactly. And so I'm going to wait. Everyone built up a huge board. I was like, great. My commander's not a creature. I'm going to board wipe. I'm going to kill everyone else's board. Then I can be ahead by a turn.
Sure.
So I waited. Next turn, put out 1 creature. That turn, catty corner guy blew up my 1 creature. He then exiled my commander, and then that was all I did the rest of the game. I didn't do another single thing, and I died first.
Yeah. Well, at least they did that. Good job.
Yeah, you killed me first.
I would
so.
tell you to politic better, but you don't politic.
I don't and I'm not going to politic with a 12-year-old. I just feel like I'm manipulating him at that point. That doesn't feel good. But anyways, I still had a good
Don't
time.
manipulate them. Just take them stuff in a garbage can somewhere and finish the game without them.
Yeah.
Right. But I still had fun overall.
It kind of sounded like murder.
Wait, you're not suffocating him in the garbage can.
Well, you didn't say what state he was in.
Also, you didn't
God.
say to stop, so I mean.
Yeah.
Draw, loss for me, though. The last game I did lose to Mike here at work, and I got greedy. I should have played my board wipe and won on my next turn, but I got greedy.
So first of all, it starts at the PAX, right? All week I'm like, they have Lord of the Rings. I'm going to buy a Lord of the Rings. Can you imagine getting a 1 ring in your pre-con? Oh boy. I'm like, I'm going to get a Lord of the Rings pack.
Yeah.
You can only get 1 pack if you do that, but oh man, I'm going to do it. And then the day of, it suddenly struck me. I'm like, I have 5 lands I have to take out of this because they're the tap crappy lands, and it's
Crappy lands?
Yeah,
Yep,
and a
tappy crappy.
2-color deck.
Yeah.
I don't need tapped lands in a 2-color deck.
Right.
No.
So I'm going to
You
take
don't.
out 5 lands, leaving me with 35 lands, by the way. Still plenty
Yeah.
in a 2-color deck. I need something to replace those 5. I'm not, in this single pack of Lord of the Rings, I'm not going to get anything.
Right.
You could throw in 2 basics, and then you only need 3.
Well, but even still, getting 3 cards out of a single pack
That's
is
true.
tough.
Yeah.
So last minute, I decided, you know what? I'm going to get Final Fantasy. I am so glad I did. So the first game I won with one of the cards I put in, and the last game of the night, I won with one of the cards I put in.
So you're
and in the middle game, just so you know, while I didn't win, neither did Andrew.
There you go.
So what does that's
so
a win?
petty.
No, he's the top dog. He won the last.
I thought Mike was the top dog.
No, he was number 1 last season, and now he's in the lead again this season.
Yeah, no one watches the show. They know to kill him first.
Yeah. But, yeah, so I won the middle, but I did also get Teferi, Mage of Zalfir, the one that says you can cast your creature spells with flash and everybody else's sorcery speed. I don't care about creatures that flash, but
everyone else has sorcery.
That's
nice.
really good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was happy I did that. I got some good stuff to go in there. I was happy with and I finally got to do the Strixhaven Stadium, so that came out of Final Fantasy. It's I forget what they call it. Lucas Stadium, I think it is. But, you know the thing, when you tap it, you put a counter on it.
Add a mana,
colorless. Mm-hmm. And then whenever a creature you control deals damage to a player, you put a counter on it. But when anybody hits you, you lose a counter for each creature that hits you. I killed somebody with that.
Yeah, because if it has 10 or more counters on it, that person that you hit and dealt combat damage to loses the game. And you got to remove the 10 counters, I think.
So that last turn,
That's cool.
I killed one person just with the gutter snipe and the that defender wall that deals 1 damage when you cast an instant or sorcery.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I killed him with that, swung out at this guy, and I only had to hit this guy with the one thing because the Lucas Stadium killed him.
Nice.
So, pretty awesome. It was fun. So I won 2 out of 3 and stopped Andrew. So that's all that matters. But anyway, that's about all the time we have for this week. Sloan, where can they find us?
You can find us at youtube.com/@commanderspod. We do video podcasts as well as audio, so if you're only used to hearing our voices, you can also see us.
And just an update, I mentioned this last week, but Jeff wasn't here, and some of you might not have been there. On Spotify now, we also have video.
Yep, so you can also watch us on Spotify as well as YouTube. And then on top of that, email us at cast@commanderspod.com. Send us comments, concerns, deck lists, deck tips, anything you want to maybe have us talk about or assist you with. Feel free to send it our way.
And just a real quick insert there. Tim emailed us. Remember we did his Final Fantasy deck?
Yes.
One of our Patreon supporters. He wrote in to say, not only, again, to thank us for that, and he's been having a lot of fun with that, and people tend to target him first because it's so good.
Yeah.
But we did the Ovica deck for Connor.
Yep.
And he said he heard that, took our suggestions there with his Ovica deck, made some changes, and he goes, it's great now. So
good stuff. Well, there you go.
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, thank you, Tim, for replying back. We appreciate that. Patreon.com/commanderspod. That is where you can support us if you'd like to. You can go to our website, also commanderspod.com. That's where we upload all the other information. And then last but not least, if you want to listen to us via podcast, all your podcasting websites, Spotify, Audible, iHeartRadio, Apple, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, etc., etc.
And, as always, play bold, swing wide, don't forget to pay the one.
Magic will leave on